Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that intro of all things Canva. I hope it gave you a great overview of how you can efficiently really use Canva. It's just become my favorite tool for all things creation when it comes to my website. You can pretty much say that most of my website was created. It was DIY'd by me, and I definitely did use Canva. But in this video, I wanted to show you how to create Instagram story templates, as well as blog graphics, so your blog post graphics, as well as Pinterest pins. So I'm going to start with Instagram stories and show you how you can convert those to blog graphics and Pinterest pins. So as you can see here on this page, this is my home base. It shows all of my designs. You can see here that this is my Pinterest board, and here are the examples I'm going to be showing you in this video. So I've already created examples for you in regards to Instagram story templates. I wanted to have at least a layout of how I've created these. Now, in regards to Instagram story templates, I don't just come up with these on top of my head. My resource for inspiration, honestly, is Pinterest. You can just simply find anything you want on Pinterest. It's a great tool to use for inspiration. So as you can see here, I have a Pinterest tab open here. And if you actually follow me on Thrive Rally on Pinterest, I have an Instagram tips board that you can follow. And if you scroll down a bit on that page, on that board, you'll see that I have some pins of Instagram story templates, highlights, and things like that that I actually use to inspire me to create when I'm creating my templates or I'm creating some sort of stories. It's really fun for me to create these instead of actually purchasing them. And I'm going to show you, there was a few here, just like this one, that I was inspired by. I love the color, something like this. And I know that that stock photo is from Unsplashed. So it's something I can easily recreate. You can easily create these on your own here on Canva. So I just wanted to show you that I pretty much use Pinterest to get inspired. And you can honestly just put Instagram story ideas, Instagram story templates. A lot of these are for purchase. Like if you click on them, I believe like this one, it's like $3. And they're really inexpensive if you do purchase them. Sites that you can purchase them from would be Creative Market is one resource. Another one is Design Cuts is another great resource. And they're pretty inexpensive that you could use. If you sign up to their email list, by the way, what I love is that once a week they send you like a goodies, a goodies newsletter where you can actually download free templates. Some of them you might not be interested in, but some of them are pretty cool. They could be accents that you can add to anything that you're creating. They could be fonts that maybe if you're looking into purchasing a font for your website. And there's actually sometimes I've seen Instagram story templates that are for free that you can download and use as your own. Of course, for you to actually maybe change the coloring based on your branding. But those are two resources. Before we begin though, another thing I wanted to mention was regarding stock photos. Now, as you can see, this is actually the Instagram stories examples that again I'm going to make for you and show you. As you can see, I have some photos here. Now for my Instagram feed, most of those photos are my photos. They're photos that I've taken myself and edited through the Color Story app, which is my favorite app to use for Instagram for editing and actually planning out my Instagram feed. But for most of my photos or things that I share, or if I'm promoting anything or providing some sort of educational resource, it's normally a stock photo that either I've purchased purchase from different areas, which I'll explain a little bit in a second, or I download it from Unsplash. So my 3 favorite resources for stock photos, one of the free options is Unsplash. Those are free stock photos that you can go ahead and download and save. They're really, really great. I'm actually going to show you here really quick. Actually, wasn't planning on showing this, but I'm going to show you here really quick. I actually store everything in Dropbox, try to keep things pretty organized. So as you can see here, I have all of my photos here, and I have them broken down based on obviously different things or where I purchased it from. So my blog graphics are here, my Pinterest pins are here. I like to have my folders. Obviously, I like to keep everything organized. But as you can see here, I have here like blogettes, Stocks That Rocks. At one point I was purchasing their monthly membership, which did offer free webinars as well as, I believe, 15 photos a month, and that was $29. Their photos are really great. I'll click on that folder so you can see. Their photos are really great. I just decided, I recently purchased Social Curator from Jasmine Star, and what I love about Social Curator is she does provide you about 30 to 40 photos a month, along with that a resource. So one month it was all about captions and how to create your captions, and then this month it was all about Facebook ads, and hers is actually it's less expensive than the blog at Stocks That Rocks. Hers is $25 a month, and along with that you also get access to her Facebook group, which is a great resource for anything Instagram. Jasmine Star checks in all the time, so, and she does like kind of like hot seats, and kind of like she actually goes through your Instagram and sees what you can do to improve on. It's really, really great. So as you can see here, I've been there for a few months now. I'm really liking it. And her stock photos are really great too. So those were the 3 main resources for stock photos that I use, and I use them interchangeably depending on what I'm looking for. Again, free would be Unsplash, and my 2 paid resources would be Blogget Stocks That Rocks and Social Curator by Jasmine Star. And again, my favorite currently being Social Curator because it's more than just the photos. She also provides monthly resources for you to use. So to get us started here, I started with Instagram stories, and again, as I mentioned, to lead into the creating blog post graphics and then Pinterest pins. So what I wanted to start with was just having this layout here. And again, this was an idea that I have from one of the Instagram stories here. So let me just close this. All right. So I want to show you how easy it was for me to create this. Okay. So I'm just going to create an extra one here, and that's just actually a copy, but I'm just going to highlight everything here, delete, and show you how I did that. Okay, so here's a blank canvas for us. All right, so the first thing I do is go to frame. Okay, and I go to frame because I like putting this down first before I actually put a photo. I feel like with the frames, it actually holds the quality of the photo. So that's why I like putting this here first. This is the wrong one. Let's see if I can find the correct frame. You know what? Let me go back. Click here. Okay. All right. So once I found the frame, and I'm sure you can easily look through here, it looks like this one might have been it. So here you go. So you have the frame here. Okay. And then I'm going to go to uploads to select my photo. Now, you can create different folders here, which is really great. I can go in and create a folder with all of my Blogettes photos, all of my social curator photos, all of my Unsplash photos. I've actually had them separated here as well. Unsplash. I can do that. I just haven't, honestly. I just upload. I just go into my folders and upload what I need. So again, I just upload and I can go through and see what photo I want to select to create for my Instagram stories. All right, so I click on that photo and all I do is just move it and it would go and it would actually jump into the frame. So I just move it like that and it jumps into the frame, okay? And it just holds its quality of the photo, which is what I love. Okay, so I love these boxes here, and this is like a post where you want to maybe promote a blog post. This could even be a cover of your Instagram story. One thing I wanted to mention was the actual dimensions of Instagram stories as well as IGTV. It's going to be 1080 by 1920. And if you've noticed here, when you're actually on the desktop desktop app of Canva, you actually will see that there isn't one for Instagram stories, which is odd because on the Canva app on your phone, there is. So it's very odd. But you can always just use custom dimensions and then add in the dimensions. So again, for Instagram stories, just so you know, it's 1080 by 1920. Okay, so that's why you see that here. So here is what I'm trying to recreate, and I have it here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is get this border here. Now you can look through the different shapes and things like that here to give you ideas. See, and there is this one here. But what I don't like is that the line here is really thick, and I don't like that. And I found the one that I have been looking for when I just put box. Here we go. So yeah, see, this was box. So I have it here already in my searches. So I clicked on this one. Go ahead and just expand it a little bit and make it the size that I want. Okay. And then I'll worry about changing the color for it. And I'm just going to move it around to make sure it's right in the middle. And you'll see those dotted lines letting you know that you're right in the middle of the photo. Now for the color, I'm going to go ahead and change it to my colors. What I love most about the upgraded version of Canva, you can upload your photos in advance. Colors in advance, and then I can just easily pick from them. Now, if I wanted to change it to something outside of that, I definitely can by scrolling a bit more down or by clicking this plus sign here, okay? And then clicking the color or something close to the color that you want on this wheel. But I'm gonna go ahead and make it this color here, just like this one, okay? Now I'm gonna add another layer, and I'm gonna add that pink box here, and that's a little bit transparent. I'm gonna show you how to do that as well. Again, you're gonna go to elements, and I just wanna show you because it was already there. I go to shapes, okay, and I'm gonna click on that square, okay. And see, it always gives me that color because that's the first color of my of the colors that I've uploaded that are my Thrive Rally colors. Just so you know, it's not always gonna pick that color. If you happen to have the upgraded version, it would just automatically default to the first color you uploaded. So I'm just gonna fix it here because I don't want it. I want it to be a bit smaller than the frame that I created here. Okay. And then I'm just going to go down until it tells me that I'm right in the middle where I want it to be. Okay. So as you can see, there's that line. Perfect. And now I don't want it to be just that solid color. I want it to be a little bit more transparent. So there is a button here that I just make sure you click on the box. You want to go ahead and click on it and then just bring it down to how you want it. Again, it could be pretty transparent, or you can, again, as dark, as solid as you want. If you want to make sure that all of your colors are the same, if you have other templates that you're creating, just click on this one. Maybe this one's the one you liked the most. I have it all grouped, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. I just click on that, click on the transparency. It tells me it's at 77. So I want this to be the same. So I'm going to go to 77 here. Okay, perfect. Now it's adding the text. So the theme of this is how to be a morning person. I can go ahead and click on text. Again, with the upgraded version, you are able to upload your own specific fonts that you have on your website, which is what I love about the upgraded version of Canva. But if not, you can always just click on the font and then click on your font that you want to select. So as you can see here, it shows my branded font and then all the rest of the fonts that is available to you if you just have the free version. Okay, but again, you can upload your own fonts, but you do need to pay the $12 a month to do that. So the font I selected was this one here. It's one of my branded fonts here. So I'm going to go ahead and put how to be a short morning person. Okay, let's make sure. Okay. And again, you can play with it until you like the way it looks. Okay. I am obviously going to increase the size here. Playing with it until it's in the middle. Okay. And now let's increase the size. Let's see. You can expand this. And what's also great is that you can also adjust the spacing. So you can adjust the spacing of the letter spacing here, or the height. So I believe I adjusted the spacing a bit, and then I normally adjust the height as well. So I can put that here till it's in the middle. And let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Again, I can expand this a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Morning. So I just increased the font size. Got to move it again, make sure it's in the middle. Okay. And then I actually didn't add it here, but I should, is go ahead and adding the link to your site, the name of your website, and how to access it. So again, this is just for Instagram stories. If you don't have over 10,000 followers, it's best to have your website somewhere on it, so they know, okay, I don't have it. They don't have the swipe up option feature, so they can just go ahead and type your website, or you can mention on the next story how they can just go to your link if the link to your website is on your bio as well. So just for the sake of adding your website, I'm just going to go ahead and add mine and put thriverally.com, and I like it to be a little bit smaller. You know, it's nice to have the website, but I think it looks weird when the website is like larger than what you're trying to have people click on the stories for. So I just like making it small. Again, changing the colors, and I can change this to my blue as well. Okay, and I always change the spacing on this for the letters. Okay, to my liking. And there you go. And you can see that I made this a little bit bigger. Actually, now that I look at this, it doesn't look like it's in the middle. There we go. And let me just make sure this is in the middle. All right. So that's how you create that. Okay, that's how I created the first one. All right, so you see that's pretty simple. Now this is another one that I really like that I've seen. Again, you can always play with this, but it's pretty simple to make this one as well. And I was actually inspired by one of those Pinterest ideas that I shared with you. So now let's go ahead and create this second template. So I'm going to go ahead and just double click that just for the sake of it. And then just remove everything and start all over. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is add this pink background here, which all I'm going to do is just add a box. Okay, and again, that's my pink from my branded colors. You can add whatever you want. And let me just make this a little bit smaller so you can actually see the whole thing. Okay, so I just moved it there, which kind of gives it like half and half, half white, half pink, which I really like. And then the next step would be to add the photo. Just to make this a little bit more interesting, let's change the photo. Oh, I really like that photo because of the pink. But let me show you, I can actually change this to my blue. And because this is a lot of my color, I normally bring it down a little bit. So it's not as harsh. So I normally put it to 32. Okay, and this I feel like matches well with this photo. So I just make that a little bit bigger. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and add my font. I normally highlight the how-to. On another photo. I normally highlight the how-to in the font whenever I'm creating normally a Pinterest pin, so I'm going to do that here as well. Okay. So my caps is on, so let's change that how to, and then grab one of my other fonts. Why is it doing that? Okay, let's click on my photo, and actually let's do this one. Drag it where I want it to be. Morning person. Okay, and I'm just gonna make this a bit bigger. And this as well. And I'm gonna make this same blue, and then make this white. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little subtitle here. Just make sure to click on your photo when you do that. So I'm just clicking on my photo, add it there. Again, make sure it's in the middle. Okay, and you can change the font of that. All right. Actually, I'm going to change it to blue. And then I like clicking on this button here. Kind of shows you a little bit bigger how the photo looks like, which is really great. So as you can see here, gives you a better example of how everything looks. You can see if you like it, if you want to change anything. So here's the pink one. Here's the one that I just created for you guys. And this was the original one. Again, I made this a bit bigger, and I added my website there, which I'm going to do here as well. And all you need to do to go back to creating whatever you're creating is just by clicking the escape button. So I'm just going to go ahead and click here as well. And then just dragging that down. And then just putting my caps on. Changing. I think that looks good with the brown. Doing the spacing again. All right, and that's how I've created the other one. So, you know, this was one example, but you can see here, this is another example. And what's really great, guys, is that these could be your templates. Like, you wanna make sure that you're pretty consistent with how you show your work on social media or on Instagram or anywhere where you showcase your work, because you want someone to see your post and be like, oh, it's this person again. I know because their stuff always looks this way. Their colors are this or this color. So you want to keep things consistent. So let's say a lot of bloggers, entrepreneurs that create pins, create 2 to 3 pins for the same post. So again, it gives you more traction, and also it helps you see if one pin works better than the other, if you want to do those A/B testing. So that's really great. You can do this as well. And again, if you know that these, let's say pink and blue is your color, all you have to do, and this is your template, all you have to do is click on this copy button. And let's say the last 2, you can go in that order, pink, the next one's blue. Okay, you can go ahead and change this back to pink. And this just change the transparency to the solid color, 100%. Again, change the font, and then keep the if it is a how-to, the same, and then change what your title is to this, change the call to action, and then just change the photo to something else. But it keeps things consistent. So let's say this is the photo instead. Let's delete that. So let's say this is the photo. You guys see what I mean. But yeah, you can keep things consistent. So you don't have to like reinvent the wheel every single time. If you just create 2 to 3 templates that are your favorite, that you want to be consistent with when you're sharing your work on social media, this is definitely the way to go. Here again, it would just be changing the photo, maybe changing this to blue next time, and then maybe the font white or brown, depending on your colors. So just try to keep things consistent. Just to give you an example, my pins, if I go back, and I even share this on stories as well. These are my Pinterest pins, and you can see they have a similar theme in each of the posts, just to give you an idea. So you can see I have like that little white border, the little white block with the how-to being highlighted, the same type of colors. Okay, and a lot of these photos, these are Blogette stock photos, just so you know. This is from Unsplash. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. But yeah, this is Blogette's. This is Blogette's. This is probably one of my favorite pins, and it's actually one of my popular ones. You always want to have a call to action. Here's another one. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty similar, all of them. Same fonts, same colors, same theme. Okay, and that's what you guys want to do as well. You want people to be familiar, get used to your stuff. So let's go back here. Another one of the type of templates I like creating is like collages, adding photos, making it kind of look lifelike. These are really cool, and this I actually shared when I was creating or advising people that I was creating this post on Instagram, and people seem really excited to learn how to do them. So this is another way. So this could be just just promoting a post. But this is more of actually giving them a little bit more intrigue to actually clicking on your link, whether you do have the swipe up feature or if you want to gear them to clicking on your link in your bio. So this could be, you have a photo, you have the top, let's say you have a top 5 on how to be a morning person. You can share the first 3, and then the next post can be for the remaining 2 tips, make sure to head to my bio or go to thriverally.com to get the full article, or to learn how to be a morning person. So that's how you can intrigue them. You're educating them already, you're giving them the information. Now you can tell them, hey, there's more if you actually go to my website. So you wanna give them something already, and then you want to tell them that, hey, I have more tips for you, but you just have to go here. So this is a great way to get to do that. So I'm gonna show you how I did this as well. It's pretty simple. Okay. Again, I'm going to start with a clean canvas. Clean canvas. Now, like I mentioned, so here's the clean canvas, and here are background colors or backgrounds that you can choose from. Again, since I do have the upgraded version, my colors are here. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the blue. Like I mentioned, sometimes this could be really harsh, and this is one of the main colors on my website, but I also substitute it. I also make it a little bit lighter, and I know I should save it here, but I haven't yet. But just so you guys know, this is the color I normally use. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and add a photo. And let's click on this one. And I'm going to move it here. I love adding little accents to my posts. As you can see here, I add little like washi tape. I haven't showed these because these were actually purchased, and I just wanted to show you like the free items that are available on Canva, even though what I'm going to show you next would be required for you to purchase the upgraded version, but it will make your life a lot easier. Just so you know, yeah, these accents, I believe I purchased them either through Design Cuts or Creative Market, one of those, like this realistic looking paper and this washi tape. The polka dots, I believe I actually purchased it from Canva, now that I think about it. But just so you know, I went ahead and just clicked on tape or washi tape, as you can see here. And this looks pretty realistic. If I go back to this one and hit this presentation button, you'll see it looks really cute. It kind of it looks like realistic tape, as you can see here. Now you don't have to do that. You can if you want. Again, this is all about you being creative and you testing things out. I'm going to be using this tape, but if you wanted to change it up, you wanted to test things, you could like click on shapes. Again, you can always adjust this, make it smaller. You can always just make this look like tape and like just move it, make a copy of it so they're both the same size. Okay, so you can see that and then click on it and see if you like it. If you don't, there are free options for you to get items that look like tape. You can do this. Again, you don't have to. There's some boxes that look a bit more distressed, which might be, I guess, might look better for you. But again, you can always test things out. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and use the tape that I found on Canva. That I just wanted to let you know of the options you have available. So tape. I'm gonna go ahead and make this smaller. I'm just adjusting that a little bit. I'm gonna click on this one. Make it smaller. Clicking on that. All right. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and give them a little bit more of the information. Okay, so again, I'm going to click text. And for the sake of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and just so you can just see how you can create things, make your life a little bit easier. Let's say you were, you created this one. It was a completely different design. You don't like it. You want to try something else. You can always highlight what you want to copy to be transported or put into another design that you want to create. I like hovering over what I want to copy, grouping it all together, and then copying it. And then that copy I can just move. So just so you know, in case you're not familiar with Canva, that is an option. So for example, here, I was like, okay, I like this, but maybe I want to make it more fun. I can go ahead and click copy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this to group it together because I'm going to make it smaller, and it actually makes the whole, everything that you copied smaller based. Okay. Well, let me move this. And remember, I copied all of this, so if I wanted to move anything, I have to click on it, ungroup it. Okay. Oh. Okay. And I'm going to click on the title of the post, group it, and move it. And let me move this. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and highlight the number and the first reason why you should be a morning person. And actually, I'm going to adjust this and then highlight 1 and 2. And move it. Okay. The next one says to get an alarm clock that is away from your nightstand. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and move this because I'm going to move this over here. can go to photos. Let's see, what was the photo I used? Let's see. So you can see I've done a lot of these. Okay, that's not it. This is the photo. So let me just make sure I'm in the right template. And then, you know, just resize it to your liking. And then adjust what needs to be adjusted. Yeah, and I just realized this needs to be a bit smaller. So I added a third one. And then this could move here. Okay. And then I'm going to move this over here. And the third one says to avoid technology for the first 30 minutes of your day. So I thought this one was a great photo for that. So I grabbed that. And again, adjust to your liking. Now, one of the things that I want to mention, you want to make everything pretty consistent. So as you can see, I added tape to the first one, so I'm going to do the same. Click here. Normally I would just type tape, but since it's one of my previous searches, it's here. Make that small. If you want, you can always, if I ungroup it, you can always click on the item, copy, and then just drag that one down. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same here. Copy. And let me just adjust that. Copy. And then just move that. Okay. And you can just click here and just make sure with now the larger view, you're able to, you just want to make sure that you like everything, as you can see here. And again, adjust the font, just the letters, anything like that to your liking. But this would be another great post that you can share on Instagram in your stories. Okay. Alrighty. So I did wanted to mention posts like this. If you notice with in IGTV, you can actually create your own cover for your videos on IGTV, which is really great. These definitely, and even the size of these is the same dimensions for IGTV. So, you know, don't overwork yourself in recreating things. If you want to create a short video, again, a short video, let's say how you share the first 3 tips or share the first 5 out of the 10 tips on how to be a morning person, these could be your covers for your videos on IGTV. Again, the same dimensions. So there's, you know, 2 things for, you know, the same thing you're creating for 2 different platforms. Another thing, because I know a lot of my audience are side hustlers, and, you know, there's only so much time in the day to create all of these graphics for your website. The next best thing, and my favorite feature from Canva, and again, the pro version, is that you can actually resize these to other graphics that you want to create. Okay, so let's say these definitely can be blog graphics, blog post graphics as well, especially specifically the first 4. Okay. So what I can do, and again, this is only offered through the Pro version, is click on Resize, and it actually clicks on the ones they highly recommend. Now, you can click on everything that you need. Let's say I just wanted blog graphic and Pinterest graphic. The thing is that recently Pinterest mentioned a new optional size for Pinterest pins, and for some reason Canva hasn't updated it, and I'll share that with you in a second. But I can show you another way of how to do this to still make your life a bit easier. So I actually wasn't going to do an Instagram feed post, but these can definitely be posts for your Instagram feed as well. So I'm going to show you how we can do that. So again, I'm going to go ahead and click on the blog graphic for your website and for your Instagram feed, convert these. So click on the 2 options, or click on all the options that you want. There's a lot of options here, and click on Abracadabra. So let's see this one. Just takes a minute. Okay, so this one would be the blog graphic. And as you can see, it pretty much kept it the same. Now there is a few tweaks that you have to make, because remember it was for, these were for Instagram stories. So you may need to adjust it a bit, but it's still so great. I mean, it's easier than starting all over again. And if you want to go ahead and click on that and maybe increase the size. Let's see, if you do want to share this with your on your blog post, you can. Again, just hover what you want to make bigger. And if you have some of the items grouped, you can't group them all together again. So you have to ungroup them first. But you see the GIFs, you can definitely just go ahead and make it bigger for what you need. So again, these can be easily converted into blog posts. So you create one, and then you just go ahead and copy for all, and it's amazing, saves you so much time. Okay, so there's the blog post examples. So you want to go ahead and just change it. And I have one of these already, so I'm just going to put it as 2, so I know to delete them afterwards. And now for the Instagram feed posts, and these are just the squares. So as you can see, these require a bit more adjusting, which is completely fine. I'm just going to group that, make this a little bit bigger. Okay, you can do that. So I'm just going to do 1 out of the 2 that I created. And see this one, just need to make this a bit bigger. Okay, and then this definitely needs to be bigger. Morning person. Okay. And make sure it's in the middle. Okay, if you want, you can make this a bit bigger. And let me just move this. You do just want to make sure it's in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this. Now, I personally don't like these type of posts on my feed. I leave that to my stories and IGTV, but you know, to each his own. I have a strategy of like what I share on my stories, what I share on my feed, and what I share on Instagram TV, on IGTV. So it's really up to you. But as you can see, you can easily just, just adjust a bit these posts. The same thing here. And these I probably wouldn't share too much because these are more for Instagram stories. But for these, if you want, I have seen them on your feed before. You can easily just adjust them so they can look great on your feed as well. So that's how you do that. Now, as I mentioned, you can easily convert these to your Pinterest pins. And let me just close some of these out. Now, like I mentioned, for some reason, as you look at all the different designs that you can create, it shows you the size here of your Pinterest graphic. But as I mentioned, I actually recently watched a video with the marketing team of Pinterest, and they mentioned that the optimal size for Pinterest pins is 600 by 900. So I don't use these dimensions because obviously it's not going to be an optimized post. So again, you can always use the custom dimensions here. Put 600, put 900, and then click design. Now, like I mentioned, I like efficiency and I like to make my life a little bit easier as I want for you. So let's say you created all of these posts. Okay, you created all of these graphics for your Instagram stories, your Instagram feed, you created them for your blog post graphics. So you now want to create one for Pinterest and you want it to be the same. Now you don't want to start all over again, right? Now, for my Canva Pro users, again, this would not be an option if you have the free version. And again, this just cuts time. So I do think the $12 a month is worth it. And just so you know, there are some free photos. There are stock photos on Canva as well. So that's another thing. But if you want to go ahead and create another design for something you've already created, but now you want to change it for a different dimension, you're going to go ahead and click on this drop down and you're going to click on all of your designs. And it's going to upload everything you've created. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure. So for the blog post examples, I'm just going to click on that one since it's pretty much close to the same dimensions. If I click on that and there's several different pages on there, it's going to load them. And all you have to do is click on it and it'll go ahead and create it with your dimensions that you entered. It's amazing. Click on the next page, click on the next design, and see, it auto adjusts. Sometimes you do have to tweak them, and that's just something you have to deal with, but it's easier than having to start all over again. So again, you just click on the design you want to create. And again, guys, you've created one thing and now have created them for your blog post graphics. You created them for your Instagram feed and now for your Pinterest pins. How amazing is that? And it's so easy. And again, it just, with the Canva Pro, it just makes life so much easier. So I'm so happy that I was able to share this video with you guys. In the next video, I'll be sharing how to create opt-in offers and freebies for people to subscribe to your newsletter, as well as some options on how to create email newsletter designs. So I'm so happy that you guys are here. Hope you found this video very helpful, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.